If you're watching this video, you're probably looking at getting into the great sport of Airsoft. Let me be the first to welcome you into this great community. Airsoft is a fast-growing sport here in America and around the world. It's estimated there's around 70,000 players in the US alone. That's crazy. And there's been fields popping up everywhere, and it's a great time to get into Airsoft. So, you've come to the right place. Today we're going to give you an overview of what you need to do, who you need to talk to, I guess. But we're going to help you get started, not waste time, not waste money, just jump right to it. So an airsoft gun is basically a gun that uses air to shoot a BB, a small plastic pellet, out the barrel and towards your opponent. Basically, it's like a paintball gun, but without the paint inside the pellet. It's a much smaller pellet, and it tends to move faster and longer distances. Airsoft guns are great because they do a great job of emulating the real thing, so they're ideal for training situations. The basic goal of Airsoft is to hit your opposing players with BBs from your Airsoft gun. Simple, right? Well, it can be more complex than that. There's a lot of different games that you can play within Airsoft, including VIP games, Capture the Flag, Domination, or you can get into full-blown military simulations where you have entire backstories, or you have two large armies fighting, or you can even get into a free-for-all like at Revelations. Fallout-style gameplay. There's a lot of different stuff you can do with Airsoft, and it's really a diverse and very inclusive community. There's a lot of stuff. And, there's stuff for everyone. No matter what you like to play, whether it's close quarters stuff, or long range, or free-for-all, or crazy, or just massive games, there's something in Airsoft for you. There are two main types of Airsoft games. There's Field Airsoft, and there's CQB Airsoft.
That sounds awesome.
Now, CQB Airsoft is much like paintball. On a smaller field, usually built into a city or some kind of collection of buildings. Smaller games usually no more than 10 or 20 people on the field at one time. And the goal is just to be as fast as you can and be quicker than your opponent and shoot them before they shoot you. It's very close quarters, close environment Airsoft. Do you get that? It's close. Very close.
Rambling, sir.
I'm sorry.
Field Airsoft is pretty much the opposite, comparable to woodsball and paintball. But these games are generally much larger. You can have hundreds of players at Field Airsoft games. Also known as milsim, you can get into larger scenarios, completely immersive operations, where you have hundreds of people going after different objectives. And you can really mimic the military system and style of organization and communication. That's one of the biggest draws of field play, that you can really work on training and you can work on practicing real steel military tactics in a variety of environments.
Fashion, man.
So what steps should you take to start playing Airsoft? First, and most importantly, find some friends. Chances are, if you're getting into Airsoft, you probably know someone else who wants to get into Airsoft too, or you can probably convince one of your friends to. So I highly recommend finding some friends to play with, because with friends, it's a lot more fun with them than without friends. So, find some people around you. I'm sure there are probably plenty. But find some friends, and they'll help you get into Airsoft. So, you guys can get into Airsoft together. Second, find a place to play. Now, you can do this in a safe, private backyard that won't get anyone in any trouble or let BBs go into any public places or anything like that. It needs to be very safe, very secure, and away from everything else. So make sure that you own it and you can be there and it's safe and responsible. But there's also plenty of established fields out there that you can go to. And most of these fields actually have rentals for gear and guns. So I highly suggest going to a field and trying it out before you invest a whole lot of money into Airsoft. Go to the fields, find one around you. Chances are there is one, and most of them will have rentals or stuff like that. So look for a field and get into it. Or, of course, you can be very safe when you're playing in backyards. Always be safe and responsible. Think when you're picking a place to play. Step 3, get a gun. Now, most fields do have rentals available, but at some point you're going to want your own gun that you can use all the time. And there's a lot of different places that you can get this gun, but I highly recommend you get a cheaper gun. Between $90 and $175 will do you just fine. For that price, you'll be able to get a gun that will reliably serve you pretty well and hold up against most other airsoft guns on the market. Now, if you go cheaper than that, there's the chance that it won't work as well and that it won't be able to shoot hard enough or shoot far enough to really keep up with all the other airsofters out there, and you'll have a terrible time. So I highly recommend sticking to the $90 to $175 price range. There's plenty of great brands out there that you can get a gun like this for. You can go with JG, Cyma, G&G makes a long line of M4s and stuff. What's the other one? Lancer Tactical. Just don't drop it.
You know, you kind of owe me.
Step 4, get your gear. Now you can do this when you are getting your gun or other stuff, but you are also going to need goggles, eye protection. Full seal is recommended because most fields are going to a full seal requirement, or most fields have a full seal requirement, and full seal really just means you need to have this foam around the edge of the goggles, and it just locks the BBs out. Yeah, it locks the BBs out, and it doesn't allow you to get shot through any weird angles or stuff like that. So it completely seals the area around your eyes and is very safe. So eye protection, you must have it to play. Eye protection. You can get this cheap, not necessarily too expensive, and it should work fine. It'll fog up a little bit, but that's kind of part of the game. We all deal with it, and you'll learn how to deal with it.
Being all John Wayne and
Other gear you're going to need BBs, because what good is an airsoft gun without something to shoot? These are some Elite Force biodegradable BBs, but you can just go over to Walmart, or, yeah, go to Walmart and pick up some of their BBs. You can get 10,000 for $20, and it'll work nicely.
Wow.
So here I have some Walmart BBs. Now, a lot of people won't use the Walmart BBs because they're afraid of messing up their gun, but we've been using them for 4 years now, actually longer, and not really had a problem with it. So Walmart BBs, they're cheaper, they're easier to get to, and you know, they have them at Walmart, and you don't have to pay a lot of money for a smaller amount. Now, most companies will suggest that you use their higher priced BBs, but don't listen to me. You can use the Walmart BBs, and I know this is probably an unpopular opinion, but they're fine. So just go ahead and pick them up. Of course, some fields will require biodegradable BBs, like these. Now, these are designed to degrade into the environment much quicker than a regular one. So if the field does require biodegradable BBs, you can also get those at Walmart, but a lot of the times they'll sell them on site for you. Now, of course, whenever you're going to a field, listen to their BB requirements and abide by them, because that's the rules.
Were you still a part of the sanctuary, or are we just out?
Go.
For a day of airsoft, you probably won't need more than 5,000 BBs. If you shoot more, you'll need more, but to start out, you should be fine with 5,000 BBs. One last thing to talk about with BBs is BB weight. Now, you'll notice that BBs come with a number kind of attached to them. 0.12, 0.2, 0.25. This indicates the weight in grams of the BB. These are 0.2 gram BBs, pretty much the standard BB. For most serious airsoft guns, you will need 0.2 gram or above. Do not use 0.12 BBs, which you can find in most little Walmart Springers. Don't use those in your serious airsoft guns because they will break in the gun and it will send BB parts all over and mess up your airsoft gun. So, 0.2s or higher. You really don't want to go above 0.25s for most of these guns, but 0.2s or 0.25s will be fine. So, that's just the BB weight. Higher weight means it travels slower but has more impact, and higher weights are better for punching through brush and foliage and stuff like that.
That brown in his eye.
It looks like he's wearing mascara.
Yeah.
To power your gun, you're going to need a battery. In my hands, I have a 9.6 volt battery, and that's a very good battery for the price. It's going to cost you more than the 8.4 volt batteries will, and guns will not come with a 9.6 volt battery. But I highly recommend investing in one of these because they are much better, they will last you much longer, and give you higher rate of fire. So, these batteries are very good, 9.6 volt, and you just kind of have to do your research and figure out what type you need. There's a lot of different types of batteries out there that will fit in different battery compartments. So, do your research and understand what you need to fit into your gun. Now, some of you are probably wondering what kind of plate carrier or chest rig or what other kind of gear you might need to get into it. And the answer is you don't really need one. Especially when you're just beginning, I wouldn't invest in all that fancy gear just yet because you don't know what you like. And once you do learn what you like and see it on other people and see it out there in the world, you'll learn and have a better idea of what you want. So I don't recommend getting a plate carrier right off the bat. You don't need it. It's unnecessary, especially for a beginning airsofter. So just focus on the basics. Gun, goggles, BB. We like to do stuff. Finally, there's one optional gear you might want, and that's camouflage, especially if you're going in a field environment. Jeans and a t-shirt might not work so well, so I would consider investing in some camouflage clothing. Now, you can find this stuff at surplus stores, or there's plenty of stuff online at various airsoft retailers. And there's plenty of different patterns to choose from, so knock yourself out, but I highly recommend some form of camouflage, or at least a solid khaki or solid green, just because it works a little bit better in the environment, and it's designed for the environment, unlike jeans and a t-shirt.
Line.
Finally, step 5, play. Just get out and play. As much as you want, go play with your friends, have fun, and make some memories, make some stories, and just enjoy the game. You can also buy more gear once you get more into it, buy expensive guns, buy cool stuff if you really want to. But just have fun, go out and play, enjoy the game.
That was good.
Thank you for watching. I hope you are considering playing Airsoft as a hobby and joining our wonderful community of Airsofters. This has been Noble from Jolly Roger Airsoft. We are an Airsoft team based in Northern Virginia, and we go to different events around the area and play and have fun. And it's a good time. So check out our other stuff. Please feel free to comment if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. Like if you think this has helped you in any way, shape, or form. And subscribe if you want to see some more of this. Please feel free to check out our other stuff, gameplay videos, tactical videos, stuff like that. So please feel free to browse and enjoy. I hope you really get into Airsoft. It's a fun sport, and I look forward to welcoming you to this community.
It's all Joe's fault.